Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lacey. I'm the owner of Milky Candles, a small candle business, and I make videos about life in my 30s. Lately, I've been doing a lot more pop-ups. Some have been really successful, some have just been learning experiences, which to me is still a success. So today I thought I would share with you what are the 15 things that I have learned from doing pop-ups or market. The first thing that I've learned seems a little bit obvious, but it's to have multiple forms of payment. I actually have a framed 8x11 piece of paper that has Zelle. It used to have PayPal. I don't have PayPal anymore. If you want to figure out why I don't love PayPal and why I will never use them again, go ahead and watch the video that I have up here in your right corner after this one. So on and so forth. I also recently invested in a card reader from Square. I got the one that was $50 because that was actually the one that you didn't have to have plugged into your phone. You only had to have your Bluetooth on and connected to it in order to use it. Honestly, that has been a lifesaver because it's a chip reader and you can tap. It doesn't swipe, which I didn't really take into consideration when I bought it, but since it does read chips and it does do tap and it does also take Apple Pay, it's the most convenient and we haven't had any problems with it. But I feel like having a piece of paper with a bunch of QR codes makes life a lot easier if you don't have a card reader. The second thing I've learned is it's always nice to have a handout that says like, who are we and why choose us? We have it on the same paper and in the same frame as the payment options. So it matches, looks nice, but it gives people an opportunity to just read about us if maybe they're a little bit shyer and they don't want to have conversations. It also helps if you have people who are helping you out and they don't necessarily know your business the way that you do because you're the owner, and they can refer to that when they're speaking to customers. So for example, my fiance comes every single time, and if someone were to ask her a question and maybe I was running to the bathroom or grabbing something out of the car, she would be able to answer by having that piece of paper. The whole point of markets and pop-ups is people really love shopping small businesses, and so they really do want to get to know who you are. It also lists why our candles are so amazing, so the ingredients that we use or the ingredients that are not included for people who have sensitivities. And I usually just have it sitting at the edge of the table so that maybe while people are waiting, while we're like ringing them up, they can pick it up and read it. Or I've seen a lot of people who just walk by and will pick it up and start reading it, and then they'll either put it back or they'll engage in conversation with us and asking us like how long we've made candles. Then I get to tell them I've made candles for over a decade, all that kind of good stuff. The third thing that I've learned is to keep all of my online inventory updated and in stock, because when we're doing pop-ups or markets, if we do sell out of a product, I will let them know that if they would like to purchase it online, they absolutely can, and that we will not charge them for shipping. So right then and there, we have them use the code. And then that way people don't feel like they've missed out on an opportunity. I mean, they don't get to take it with them and bring it home. They obviously have to wait for it in the mail, but at least this way they're not paying for shipping. And I let them know that since they are in the same state, it will only take a few days to get to them if I pack it and ship it the next day, depending on what day it is. Usually it's a Sunday. So I'll let them know that I'll ship it on Monday and you might get it by Thursday, while also reminding them that they will receive a tracking number in their email. So if they want to keep their eyes on it, that's where they can look, because I don't ever want to guarantee it, but just letting them know this is the general time frame that you could get it. And that's helped people understand that like we're willing to work with them. We're really flexible. If you don't want to be as flexible, then obviously that doesn't need to be something that you do, but it helps us in maintaining relationships locally. The fourth thing that I've noticed is I want people to come back. We've been getting a lot of DMs from people asking us, what market we'll be at next, because they're running out of their favorite candle and they want to get another one, which is really cool. And one thing I really like to do, and they can use it either online or with us at a market, is we give out coupons, not every single time, but especially right now in the holiday season. And of course we put an expiration date on it, which for some reason, that's taken me a long time to learn how important an expiration date is. But when people come and purchase with us, we will give them a 15% off coupon, and on the back, it will actually have a QR code to shop online. And it tells them so that they can scan that, take a look at everything we have online, and at the bottom of the coupon, it gives them their actual code. That's 15% off. It encourages them to take another chance on our product. Or sometimes if people are like looking, but they're not quite sure and they're gonna walk away, then we'll give it to them and say, if you ever change your mind and you wanna shop with us online, here's 15% off. That's important because people are still figuring out whether they can or cannot trust you as a brand. Yes, your stuff looks great, but is it gonna work for me as a consumer? I don't run sales very often, and I can talk about that in a different video, but what I do love is giving people coupons when we are actually out at events, and it gives them an opportunity to come back to us and build a relationship. Thing number 5, have a deal. Have a deal going on at your pop-up that brings people in. We love doing buy 2 candles, get a room spray for free, mostly because room sprays are new for me and I'm just trying to push them and get people to fall in love with them. This last event that we did, people were coming specifically. Yes, we had a lot of candle sales, but we also had people who were like, there was a boyfriend that came in and he was like, I was sent in here to buy this, and it was the Milky the Milky room spray. We've also done before buy 2 candles and get a mini for free because we had little cement minis. This time during the holiday season, we're also giving away free cotton pouches with our logo stamped on it. So we just do things that make people feel like we care about them as a consumer. Something that's important though is you really have to figure out whether that's within your budget or not. The cotton pouches that I'm giving away, those were honestly pouches that I bought. I was going to use them for my business, and then I decided that it wasn't going to work out using them for my business. So what better way to get rid of them than to give them to customers for free, and then they can actually advertise on your behalf just simply by having it. The deal sometimes either draws them in or it keeps them there. So someone who was just coming to sniff is now suddenly thinking, I'm getting a good deal because I'm getting this room spray for free and I'm getting 2 candles and I was already getting 1. So why not just get 1 more with the room spray for free? That's the deal that we typically run, and it works really well for us. Tip number 6, we have held on to inventory in so many different ways. We've had it under the tables, we've had it when it gets really hot, we have it like in coolers. We've done it in so many different ways, and most recently what we've done is we've actually taken a wooden shelf out of my office, we bring it to the event, and we stock our candles on that. That way each transaction is super smooth. We can keep track of inventory, so when we're out of one, we will actually pull that tester out or off of the table. But before, that was really hard to manage and keep track of when everything was just kind of shoved under the table. It also helps the customer recognize that what they're getting is not something that everyone has been touched. It's in a box, it is sealed, and that makes people feel really good. Some people obviously don't care, but if it were me, I think I would prefer that over getting something that somebody else has touched a bunch of times if I'm paying full price. When we have that, we organize it by collection. So we have classic collection, we have the masculine collection, and then we have the seasonal collection. Tip number 7 is to know your product and be able to listen to what the customer wants. This is obviously, sorry, that was my mom. This is obviously a sales technique. If I see that somebody is smelling floral after floral after floral, I'm not gonna convince them to go towards my favorite candle and the masculine collection. That's just not how it's gonna work. I like to ask questions like, what is your favorite kind of candle normally? And if someone says, oh, I love the sweater weather from whatever candle company, then I'm like, okay, great. You like something that maybe has a little bit of cologne in it, but also you like something that's warm and cozy. So here are the scents that are warm and cozy. And then I just let them sniff. Like after I give them my thoughts or my opinions, I then just let them sniff. Thing number 8 that I've learned is to bring a variety of scents. It's not helpful if you just bring all the scents from one collection. As much as I don't like baked goods scents, I do try to bring one with me because I know that other people love them. The most baked goods one that I brought this time was toasted marshmallow. Homemade cookies was another one that I was selling a lot of, and I think it smells good for what it is, but I choose to not burn it in my house. However, I recognize that there's gonna be a variety of people that smell my candles, and so I bring about 3 different scents in each collection, 3 to 4, just depends. And then I try to bring about 5 to 10 of each scent in those collections. It just depends on how big the market is that we're going to. Amazon almost just messed up. Yep, he almost gave me someone else's package. He ran away. Kira. We're good. Thank you though. I know you saw him, but we're okay. Which is my tip number 9, is to try to think of your market, where you will be, and then assess how much you will need to bring based off of that. So again, I like to bring anywhere from 5 to 10. Lately, it's actually just been 5 to 8 because we've very rarely sold out of a candle. And again, if we do, we can offer it online with free shipping. We've been doing smaller events because I personally just don't find the need to pay to be a part of a large market, because for me, if I'm not going to make that money back, then it doesn't feel like it's actually worth it to me. I've been able to be at markets for free and make over $1,000. So that's just kind of where I'm sticking right now. That's sort of besides the point. And that's definitely not going to be the case for everyone. Okay, thing number 10 that I've learned. This didn't take me a long time to learn, honestly, because I'm just kind of like a no hard feelings. Not everyone or everything is everyone's type kind of person, but not everyone is going to be your customer, and that is okay. People are going to come up, they're going to sniff, they're going to ask you questions, and they're going to walk away, and you're not going to make a sale. If that happens occasionally, don't feel like it's a you problem. It really is just a difference in style, or maybe somebody doesn't want to pay that much for a handmade good. I would say that maybe then they shouldn't be at a handmade goods market or a small business market, but there are people that just like to go and engage and have fun with somebody without having to purchase anything. I don't try to push the sale if the sale is not there, because they just end up saying like thank you and they start walking away. Sometimes then, like I said before, I'll give them a coupon, or I'll just give them a business card with our QR code on the back with all of our social media and stuff. Some people are not willing to buy right now, but maybe they just want to smell before they buy online, like maybe when they get paid. There's so many different reasons why someone could walk away. I wouldn't take it personal. I would say if everyone is walking away, maybe have a little bit of reflection. But if a couple people are walking away every now and then, I wouldn't take it to heart. There's someone out there who wants your product. It might not be the crowd for you where you're trying to sell in that moment. We'll also try to give away like free stickers while we're there for people who don't want to buy, especially teenagers, because they eat it up. We've had so many teenagers come to us. Like there was a teenager who loved my t-shirts that we had, and they're the bitches on my wick t-shirts, and they loved the stickers, and they said, I love this. Did you come up with this? And I was like, I did. And then she was like, I absolutely love it. And then I said, how old are you? She said 16, and I said, I know that you're being honest because 16-year-olds don't lie. I was a high school teacher. I know for a fact 16-year-olds do not lie. So we will take all the validation. So people like that, I give free stickers to because I know that they're going to use them. Or, people will be shocked when we're like, oh, take stickers. If you don't want to buy anything, just take some stickers. And they're like, oh, really? Me? And we're like, heck yeah. Because not only is it free advertisement, because people in Arizona love to put stickers on their water bottles. It's like the thing. But it's also a way of, if someone has a relationship with me, even if they didn't buy my product, they have a good relationship with my business. They might then tell somebody else about me or become a customer in the long run. You just never know. Okay, thing number 11 that I've learned, and honestly, I'm still learning this right now, but my products are priced high. I have cement candles that are $29 a piece. And honestly, I could sell them for more because I hand make the vessel, then I pour the candles myself. Problem is I don't really tell people that I do that. My fiance does. She has to like jump in and say, she doesn't just make the candles, but she also hand makes the vessel. I don't know why. It's hard for me to brag about myself. So do as I say, not as I do. Brag about yourself. If people are paying a lot of money for a product, they want to know that there is value in it, which is actually why they're shopping small, or at least one of the reasons why they're shopping small. Handmade candles are everywhere, yes. But handmade candles in handmade vessels are harder to come by. They are still, there's a lot of different businesses that do that, but it's significantly less than making candles out of glass or making candles out of tin, or buying their vessels wholesale from some other place, maybe overseas. It's not to shade anyone who does that, because I still make candles in glass as well at a cheaper price for people who love my candles but just don't want to have a cement vessel every single time. But when you're working in a market and people are looking for value in small businesses, it is a talking point, and it helps people also understand why your product is priced at a higher point. Handmade candles? Cool. Handmade candles made out of handmade cement vessels by the same artist or another local artist? I mean, even cooler. I just haven't realized that yet. So I don't normally push it. I have it written in places like on cards and stuff like that, but I don't say like, oh, I am the artist of both the vessel and the candle, and I need to. It just sounds weird coming out of my mouth. Imposter syndrome? I don't even know if I know what that is, but I'm sure that that probably aligns with it. Brag about your shit, because it's good, and you made it. I'm talking to myself. Okay, thing number 12 that I've learned is my setup needs to reflect how I want my customer to walk away feeling. For example, the collections that we have, like our setup is really clean and crisp and to the point, and it's also like there's puns and you can read those things like on boards. Like we have it nice and clean and easy so that people don't come to our station and feel like overwhelmed by all of the things. And then we have the funny stuff that's on the side that gets people kind of coming in. Like, I've got 99 problems, but my wick ain't one, or bitches on my wick, or things like that. We have our collections lined up really nicely, and then we also have them labeled so that people can see if I'm over here and all the vessels are the same color, this is the masculine collection. If I'm here and all the vessels are the same color, this is the classic collection. And if I'm over here and all the vessels are the same color, then this is the fall collection or the winter collection. And then we have the room sprays lined up with each candle. We have the lids off and underneath so that people know that they are for the smelling. And then when people approach us, we give them a quick rundown and then we say, pick them up, smell them, spray them, do what you gotta do. They're used to it by now. We kind of make jokes about it. We also have a sign that says, thank you for supporting a Black, queer, and woman-owned business, small business, because we want people to know from far away whether or not that their values align with ours. And some people say that that's not important. I completely beg to differ, and I think that our sales show for it. For example, I had a $10,000 wholesale order simply because I was a queer-owned business during Pride Month. And if you want a video about that, let me know. It's important just for me personally for people to be able to walk up to our space and not feel like there's a lot of clutter and not feel overwhelmed by what they see. And B, I want them to see our product, not just the table decor, specifically because my product can be table decor. I mean, they're pretty nice looking, but that works for me because again, my product is table decor. So if yours is not, then perhaps you would have more decorations than I would. Thing number 13 that I've learned is to really market off of what sets us apart from other people. We know the kind of customer that we are trying to attract, and that's only because of trial and error. We know that we are trying to attract people who are bold, have a sense of humor, who are in the space of understanding what it means to take control, for people who want to take up space, specifically people who are part of marginalized groups. We are trying to attract those people, whether they fit one of those categories or all of those categories. And so we do this in a couple of ways. Like I said before, we have a sign that says, thank you for shopping queer, Black, and owned. That way people know exactly the type of business that they are supporting, which is very valuable to people. We have the shirts and stickers that are funny, that they say bitches on my wick. Those are the people who are bold, who are willing to wear stuff like that or willing to represent things like that. People who have a sense of humor. A lot of stickers or signs that I make play off of like old hip hop or rap songs. So for example, I had that letterboard that said I've got 99 problems but my wick ain't one. I've also had stickers that say I'll take you to the candle shop, I'll have you spending all you've got. A little 50 cent there for you. So we know the age range, we know the type of people, and because of that, we've been able to put those things into our markets so that people then flock to us if they feel like they identify with us. So whatever sets you apart, make that as obvious as you can. And that might take a long time to figure out. It's taken me a long time to figure out, and I'm barely even there. Like my business is not even 2 years old yet. Yes, I've made a lot of progress and a lot of movement very quickly and organically, but that doesn't mean that I've got it all figured out. And I don't think I actually ever will. Thing number 14 is to honestly reflect. Whether it's in the moment while you were there, if you've got some downtime, or afterwards when you get back. Take a look at what other people around you are or are not doing, and what is it that you want to mirror? What is it that you don't ever want to do? Think about those kinds of things and take notes so that the next time that you get ready for a market, you have that to reflect on. Yes, you can keep it in here, but the reality is the importance in that moment is going to come through when you take those notes, and you're going to have a higher importance for those things that you want to shift or pivot or add when it comes to next time. You can learn something from every single vendor, whether it's something that you want to do or don't want to do. Think about all the things that you want to take with you when you go. Thing number 15, this might sound cheesy or it might be like, yeah, duh, Lacey, but honestly, just have fun. Be authentic. There are places that we go to where they serve wine and beer. Guess who's drinking the wine and beer? This girl. There are places that we go to that are playing music and all like have a good energy because of it, and I might bob my head or sing to songs or like whatever it might be. I'm just being myself. It takes a long time to get comfortable being in front of people. When it comes to being in front of people, I feel kind of comfortable until my social meter runs out. Then I'm like a different person. I just enjoy vibing with people, having organic conversations. It's not always about selling, but it's about creating relationships. And whether that be with other vendors or other people in the local area. People will come to the energy that you are exuding, right? It will attract people. That's how we make friends. That's how we get into relationships, because of our energies and whether we like them or not. There have been people that have come up to us and we're like, oh my God, I love your energy. And we're like, thanks. The ability to just connect with people is invaluable. It's just the most precious thing that we could ever hope for. And yeah, it lasts for hours and hours and hours while we're there, but it's such a good experience, and we go home and we recharge. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you've done markets, please let me know what it is that you have done that you have found is really successful. Or if you don't, let us know why. Let us know how far along you are in your business, or if you just want to start something. Let's have an open dialogue in the comments, because again, connecting and building relationships is invaluable. Don't forget to thumbs up if you like this video, and subscribe if you have not already. I've noticed that most of you who watch my videos are not actually subscribed. And if you want to watch why I will never ever use PayPal ever again in my life, then go ahead and click this video. I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye. Oh, and I love you even if you don't love me back. Bye.